Hey, Shalom, Makim out there. Before I start, I want to give all praises, all honor, and all glory unto Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushai, Bahashim Rakakwadash, and I want to give a double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone, and peace and mercy to the elect, peace and mercy to the elect throughout the four corners of the earth, who are preaching and teaching this word in truth and in sincerity. This is the brother Kabash from the Phoenix, Arizona camp, coming at you once again to with another video um to hopefully edify, and to feed the flock. And so the title of this video is going to be to purge pride from your heart, or purge to purge that pride out of yourself, man. Because pride is not for the hearts of men, you know. Even the scriptures say it, man. I'll grab it right now. Actually, I think I got it already. Sirach 10 and verse 9. And so it says, why is earth and ashes proud? Look, see? Why is earth and ashes proud? Alright? And so all of us here on the earth, we're all formed from the dirt of the earth. Okay, it talks about that in the book of Genesis, how Adam was formed from dirt. So it says, why is earth and ashes proud? It says, there is not a more wicked thing than a covetous man, for such an one setteth his own soul to sale, because while he liveth, he casteth away his bowels. Alright, man, that's basically the point there. Actually, I can jump down to verse 12. And so it says, the beginning of pride is when one departeth from the Most High, and his heart is turned away from his Maker. So that's what pride is. Pride is when if you are prideful, you have completely departed from your Creator, man. And how could you do that? Because your Creator is He controls everything in your life. Okay, He can bring your life to a sudden instant end. To an end and an instant. All right. This is verse 13, and it says, "For pride is the beginning of sin." So I have that word pride pulled up here, and the online. Just lucky, man. My speech is pretty poor right now. The online etymology dictionary, and so this is for pride, and it says unreasonable self-esteem. And real quick, let's get self-esteem. So self-esteem means good opinion of oneself, especially a too high estimate of oneself. And that's exactly what you people do, is that you estimate that you are highly important, or that you are on like the high horse and everything, man. But the Lord, the scriptures say that the Lord will surely revenge your pride. People make all these plans for years ahead of their life, but you really don't know that if the following day that you get into your car or your helicopter or your jet or whatever the hell it is, that thing is going to make it to its destination safely. Vehicles fail and catch on fire and explode. People don't pay attention in traffic, and they can run right into you. Shit, just the other day, man, you had You know, he appeared to be a Jake on the outward appearance. He, he ran into Biden's cars, man. You know, um, I, I forget the fancy word for it, man, but it's one of his cars that transports him. But he ran into his car. You know, so hey, so Lord can ordain something like that to happen to revenge you, man. You cannot escape the Lord's hand. All right, so you know that's why that the scriptures say, man, that pride goeth before destruction. Proverbs 16:18. It says, "Pride goeth before destruction, and an haughty spirit before a fall." And so this word haughty just basically means uplifted, you know, spirit. You know, pride goeth before destruction. And it says in 19, and it says, "Better is it to be of an humble spirit with the lowly than to divide the spoil with the proud." All right. And then I guess I can start going through a bit of these scriptures, but let's see. I don't think I finished here in Sirach 10. Continuing on in verse 13. Yeah, Sirach 10 and 13. And it says, "For pride is the beginning of sin, and sin is the transgression of the law." Okay. It says, and he that hath it shall pour out abomination, and therefore the Lord brought upon them strange calamities and overthrew them utterly, which is the same that's going to happen in these days. You know, truly it happens every day. You know, people die every day. You know, people are, you know, and then their families will go on the news and talk about how good they were when they are proud as hell, boastful as fuck, you know, arrogant, completely ignorant and ungodly as all hell. So the Lord will overthrow them, man. It says, verse 14, "The Lord has cast down the thrones of proud princes." Man, that's powerful right there, man. Because people give so much honor and trust so much in kings and princes, but that's why the scriptures say that it's better to trust in I believe that's Psalms 118th chapter. Psalms 118. It says that it's better to trust in the Lord than to put confidence in princes. You know, and I believe it says it twice. It's better to trust in the Lord than to put confidence in man. Okay? It is better to put trust in the Lord than to put confidence in princes, because guess what? Because these princes and kings are proud as fuck. But the Lord is going to cast them down. You know, plainly says here in verse 14, the Lord hath cast down the thrones of proud princes and set up the meek in their stead. You know, I believe there's a scripture that says, Psalms 75 and verse 7. Let's see. Psalm 75, I'll start at verse 5. And it says, "Lift not up your horn on high, uh, uh, speak not, speak not with a stiff neck." You know, being arrogant, being being ignorant, you know, and thinking that you know everything. Speak not with a stiff neck. Be not proud. For promotion cometh neither from the east, nor from the west, nor from the south. But the Most High is the judge. He putteth down one and setteth up another. So it is the Lord who controls who gets set up and who is put down. All right. But the Israelites are currently in a time of punishment. And when I say that, man, I'm talking about the so-called blacks, the so-called Hispanics, and the so-called Native Americans. Okay, because those three people do make up the 12 tribes of Israel, who are the afflicted and the earth right now, they are the true Israelites. So because they're truly the 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 true rulers of this earth. It tells you that in says Second Ezra 6, and you can read verse 55 on down. It says that this world was created for our sakes. But since we sinned against the Lord and became proud and turned away from Him, the Lord has put us down and has set up our enemy Esau to be over us. All right, so that in itself is a good example as to why you need to purge, purge out that pride from yourself. And if you get the word for purge, it means rid someone or something of an unwanted quality, condition, or feeling. I'm not talking about the Purge movie, man. But to rid something, to get it out of yourself. All right. Anyways, I went into self-esteem because that's what pride pride means, is to have an unreasonable self-esteem, especially as one of the deadly sins. Haughtiness, overbearing treatment of others, pomp, love of display. All right. So purge that pride out of yourself, man. It says Galatians, actually I believe, Sirach 10 and 14. And so it says, the Lord hath cast down the thrones of proud princes and set up the meek in their stead. The Lord hath plucked up the roots of the proud nations and planted the lowly in their place. Alright, so that's basically it. Actually, here's the point that I made earlier in verse 18. And it says, pride was not made for men. Whoo! Pride was not made for men because you have no power over anything. Because you can speak very proudly with your mouth. But the Lord can bring an end to that shit because you don't control what comes next. You don't control the next event that happens. The Lord controls all things. And it says, nor furious anger for them that are born of a woman. It says, they that fear the Lord are a sure seed, and they that love Him, an honorable plant. By the way, to truly love the Lord, it means to keep His law, statutes, and commandments. It says, and how beautiful is it, man, that this next line basically backs up the precept that I just quoted. It says, they that regard not the law are a dishonorable seed. See, because you have a lot of people that claim and say that they love the Lord. Actually, there's one that says it. Basically says what I'm about to say, but the scriptures always say it best, man. Matthew 15 and 8. And I'm gonna just get the point. Actually, there's always a little bit of extra. Yeah, Matthew 15 and 8, and these are the words of Yahushua, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. Okay, so this is Matthew 15 and verse 8, and it says, Salakia, this people draweth nigh unto me with their mouth, and honoreth me with their lips, but their heart is far from me. Okay, and the heart basically goes back to your mind. So their mind is far from the Lord. It says, but in vain they do worship me, teaching for doctrines the commandments of men. I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory. It's pretty plain. All right. A lot of people claim and say that they love the Lord, but they don't. And it says, they that transgress the commandments are a deceivable seed. All right. And so I'm gonna jump to the next one. Just gonna kind of start going through these Proverbs 11 and verse 2, and it says, "When pride cometh, then cometh shame, but with lowly is wisdom." Or it says, "But with the lowly is wisdom." All right. It says, "The integrity of the upright shall guide them, but the perverseness of transgressors shall destroy them." All right. Because people get a lot of money and then get real proud, man. They're like, "Man, you can't tell me shit, man. I got all this money, shit. You can't tell me nothing." You know that fucking um that old Kanye West spirit. This is verse 4. It says, uh riches profit not in the day of wrath, but righteousness delivereth from death. See, because a lot of them rich people real fucking prideful, man. This is Galatians 6 and verse 3, and it says, for if a man think himself to be something when he is nothing, he deceiveth himself." See, so don't deceive your own damn self, man, thinking that you're someone important. James 4 and verse 6, and it says, um, it says, but it says, but it says, "But he giveth more grace, wherefore he saith, the Most High resisteth the proud, but giveth grace unto the humble. Submit yourselves therefore to the Most High. Resist the devil, and he will flee from you. Draw nigh unto the Most High, and he will draw nigh unto you. Cleanse your hands, ye sinners, and purify your hearts, ye double-minded." Look, see, so turn to the Lord. And verse 9 says, "Be afflicted and mourn and weep. Let your laughter be turned to mourning, and your joy to heaviness. Humble yourselves in the sight of the Lord, and he shall lift you up." Look, see, Proverbs 8 and 13. Because it says all throughout the scriptures to fear the Lord, but that's what people truly don't do. They always claim that they love the Lord. "Oh, I love the Lord. You know, God is all love. You know, love, love, love." But they don't ever talk about the fearing of the Lord. You know, it says in Isaiah 33 and 6, it says that the fear of the Lord is his treasure, because he wants you to fear him. He is a jealous power. This is Proverbs 8 and 13. And so it says, "The fear of Yahweh is to hate evil, pride, and arrogancy, and the evil way, and the froward mouth do I hate." Let's get that word for froward. Froward mouth, man. It says difficult to deal with, contrary. Alright. And then this little tab right here says, what does froward in the Bible mean? It says perverse, deceitful, false. So there you go, man. So the fear of the Lord is to hate evil, pride. So you have to hate pride. You got to purge it out of yourself, because you don't want to be something that you hate. It says, "And arrogancy and the evil way, and the forward mouth do I hate." Let's see if there's any more on this. Oh, that's it. Jeremiah 9 and 23. This is it says, "Thus saith the Lord Yahweh, let not the wise man glory in his wisdom, neither let the mighty man glory in his might. Let not the rich man glory in his riches. But let him that glorieth glory in this, that he understandeth and knoweth me, that I am Yahweh, which exercise loving kindness, judgment, and righteousness in the earth, for in these things I delight. Um, saith Yahweh. So, so like us, who have been given this wisdom, uh, um, of the scriptures to be able to preach His word and to preach His truth. Okay, it's not for us to glory in, Nate. It says, neither let the mighty man glory in his might, let not the rich man glory in his riches. So even though that you might have an abundance of something that is that, that is to that is to be admired, don't set your heart upon those things and glory in them, man. Say like, basically boast yourself in those things, because the scriptures say, it says, when riches increase, set not your heart upon them. You know, which can basically be applied to all of these things, man. You know, your might and your riches, but of course, man, you got to set your heart on wisdom. All right. Jump to the next one. 1 John 2:16. Actually, I'll start at verse 15. And it says, love not the world, neither the things that are in the world. If any man love the world, the love of the Father is not in him. For all that is in the world, the lust of the flesh, and the lust of the eyes, and the pride of life, is not of the Father, but is of the world. And the world is wicked, man. And the world passeth away, and the lust thereof, but he that doeth the will of the Most High abideth forever. And they're just real, on point, beautiful scriptures. Pretty self-explanatory right there. So with that being said, I hope that this was edifying. And so with that being said, I want to give all praises, all honor, and all glory unto Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushai, Bahashim Rakakwadash. And so I'm going to say Shalom.